Hey folks, Real World Prepper here, and I got a question. Are you ready for lab grown proteins? That being the only meat type protein that you can get. Well, I'm not. That's why today, while I still can, I'm going with a real steak, Philly cheesesteak. I'm going to eat, and I'll be back. All right, I'm finished, and that was delicious. So who all has tried I think it's called the Impossible Burger there at Burger King, I think. I have not. Don't care to. And there's a company too called I can't remember now. They make there's several that are popping up. Companies making these. Uh, they're calling some of it plant-based meat products or meat type products, and some are just lab grown. You know, meat type products because the end goal of, you want to call it the NWO, the elites, Bill Gates and his foundation and George Soros and whoever you want to call it, whichever group of people, however you want to call them, we all know who they are and what they are. Whoever's behind all this agenda, the stuff that we're seeing playing out right now with everything that's going on regarding this virus and all this other kind of stuff. Well, one of the end goals, Agenda 2030, whatever you want to call it, it's all tied together, in my opinion. But one of the goals is to round people up into cities and leave the urban areas and suburban areas to be just, well, for whatever their purposes are. They claim to let the wild take back over and let animals take back over and all that. So there's a deliberate effort, I believe, to squash meat production. It's even been said openly by some of these companies and some of these CEOs and people that are in this stuff, Bill Gates included, with this Impossible Foods, and there's, like I say, some other ones, and I can't think of the names of them. They want to completely eradicate animal production for food, completely eradicate it. They want it done. They want any proteins that you get to be from, protein-rich vegetables and things like that, and meat substitutes that are lab grown, or plant-based type. Think veggie burger, but take it many years beyond, the original veggie burger, which I can't stand that stuff anyway. It never does capture the flavor. But besides that, I don't want to be eating lab grown food, just like I don't want to be having lab made medicines injected into me and vaccinations injected into me, just like I don't want the manufactured particles that are being sprayed around in the sky. A lot of this stuff I can't help, right? I can't help what's sprayed in the sky and falls down on me and my area and gets breathed into my lungs. I can't do anything about it before the fact. There may be some things that we can do. I've looked at some different avenues of things you can do for detoxing heavy metals from your body and things like that. But one thing I'm not going to do is willingly, if I can help it, ingest some of this stuff. This is part of the plan. This is why you're seeing, all these meat production plants being shut down and everything, I believe. They're claiming it's for this virus thing that's going on, and that workers are getting sick. I'm not claiming that there are no one getting sick, and I'm not claiming that there's not workers getting sick and things of that nature. But one thing I'm going to say, and I've said this before, no matter what's going on here, 50,000 deaths in the United States allegedly from this virus, to date. But there is no reason for them to shut down meat plants. There is no reason for our whole country to be shut down, for businesses to be shut down. When yet you can still go into a Walmart or a Costco with 500 other people around you. You can still, I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do. You can be around people in many instances, but yet, you can't sit there in a movie theater. You can't sit, across from people at a table at a restaurant. You know, it's stunningly ridiculous to me, what's going on, and it's stunningly obvious, becoming more and more obvious, how these things do tie together, and how it ties together into the ultimate goal. Now, I'm looking off a little bit. I had somebody comment one time that only, what'd they say? Only psychopathic and narcissist people look away or close their eyes when they're talking into a camera. That is an illustration of a mindset of the general population that falls for this crap, that believes all this crap. A goofy example perhaps, but nonetheless, people who are so quick to jump on the bandwagon of, oh, stay inside, save a life, don't go this, we can't open things back up, the economy has to be second to our health and all that. When, as it's been stated by myself and many others before me, there are so many other things that kill so many more people in shorter amounts of time, and we've never shut down the country because of that. We've never jumped into overdrive to make these changes in our life and in our society that uproot everything you've ever known, that uproot people's livelihoods, that upend the way we live life, and all the while taking away your freedoms and your securities. I mean, taking them away, just stripping them away with mandates and orders that are not laws, that are not lawful. It's stressing folks out. I'd be lying if I said that me and my household wasn't affected too. Little RWP, 7 years old, just last Friday, kind of had a meltdown when little RWP and his mom went to a pet store to buy some fish. The fish were there in the tank, but the sign read, and I may impose it here, the sign read something to the effect of, sorry, for the sake of safe handling, we're not getting any more companion animals in until further notice. But they already had fish there, goldfish. How hard would that have been to have put it in a bag and hand it to them and take their money? Just like when you go to any of these businesses that are open, or even your restaurants that are on takeout only, they hand you a bag, you hand them money or a form of payment. So I don't understand that. So then, disappointed little RWP was about the fish. Little RWP asked Mom, can we go to a park then? Well, no. Sorry, little RWP, but the parks are closed. Well, can we go see a movie? No, the movie theaters are closed. Well, what can we do? Well, we can ride around or we can go back home. So it's tough on everybody. Everybody's stressing out about this thing, and there's all these, another aspect, all these mental health experts that are online waiting to help folks that are struggling and having the PTSD from this lockdown and from having to be quarantined and all that crap. This is a deliberate effort to break our spirits. This is a deliberate effort to change the way that we live life. It's a conditioning effort, and it's working. It takes 21 days, studies show, to form a habit. Okay? So whether that's, you're beginning to exercise, exercise routine, 21 days in, it starts becoming easier to do. Or if you want to quit smoking, they say 21 days without smoking and it gets exponentially easier. Things of that nature. So we've had this going on for well over 21 days, and the effects are beginning to set in people's lives. They're already adjusting their lives, and they're not going to go back to normal. Even if everything opened up and everybody proclaimed, hey, we're going full on just like we were. We're not going to limit seating at restaurants. We're not going to limit the number of people in a store at a given time, go to the parks, have fun. Movie theaters are back open, free movies for everybody for the next month or whatever. Once that happens, if it were to, I don't believe it will, but even if it did, people aren't going to do that anymore. They're not going to do it to the level that we used to do it because they've been conditioned. And then all the while, when you start seeing the meat not land on the shelves here in the next couple of weeks, and really in the next 2-3 weeks, you're going to see the meat. It's already thin, but you're going to see it even thinner, and you're going to see it getting rationed even harder. Then you're going to see a big push for this genetically lab-modified, lab-made meats and protein substitutes. Along with the restrictions on travel and where you can go and where you can be and how long you can be there, and that you can't do it without a mask. And then the worst part, the Bill Gates vaccination that's coming down the pike, aligned with ID 2020, which is going to be mandated, I believe, for every person, man, woman, and child, to be able to participate in society. That is to be able to buy, to be able to sell, to be able to travel, to be able to go to work, to be able to enjoy any of the little luxuries, like I mentioned, movies and bowling alleys and parks and things like that. So if you're not watching for this stuff, if you're not seeing this stuff, you're not looking, because it's happening. It is definitely happening. The best I can tell you is what I would always say, and I'm the real world prepper. I am a prepper. I prep. I prepare. By no means do I have it down on lock. By any means, I'm a temporary. I've got a temporary setup at best. We're always working on it. We're trying to do more, and I encourage that you guys should do the same, because mark my words, it's going to happen. You're going to see this stuff continue on and happen and get worse. And then they're going to go after your guns. They are. Potentially suspend an election, potentially put in a group of people who will make the rules and control things for the U.S. government, which soon will be a world government, or part of a world government, and a world economy, commerce. All these things are coming. It's been foretold. The Bible talked about a lot of the way these things are going in Revelation and throughout with other prophecies throughout the Bible. Not going to get into all that stuff specifically right now, but you guys see what's happening. I hope you do anyway. If there's any way we can change this and take this back, we've got to do it. I don't know that there is. I just don't know. I'm just one man, and everybody's so damn scared, I'm concerned, but I'm not scared. I'm not fearful. But I am concerned, especially having a little one. So, a little food for thought, as I had a little food for my belly today. I'm the real world prepper. I'll probably call this the NWO is stripping the meat off the bones. I don't know, something fun like that. I'll check you guys next time. Thanks again. Real World Prepper.